Join me today on my road trip to 5 different Micheals to find Scarfie yarn on clearance. Hi friends, my name is Claire and this is my channel, Woodshed Theory. Here, I make content about what it is like to live as an adult on the autism spectrum and whatever else feels good to me. So if that sounds good to you, or if you're feeling particularly gracious today, and I hope that you are, please go ahead and click the subscribe button, ring the bell. I almost forgot to mention that I put out videos a few times a week, so click the like and the share. Have I failed or have I succeeded? I'm gonna let you decide. If you're new here, you might not know about my lust for yarn, my yarn addiction, my need for fiber. Recently, I was watching a video from Juan, the yarn addict. He's got a great channel if you want to check him out. He was talking about some of the clearance that's going on at Micheals right now in the yarn section. It's been going on for a week or two, I'd say at this point. There's not really a lot left in my area, but he showed that he picked up their Scarfie yarn for $5 each. I wasn't sure if it was for specific colors or what, but he bought a bunch of it, whatever was left at his store. So the next time I was in Micheals, I think last week, I went and looked at the Scarfie yarn, scanned it. They had different colors than he picked up, and they were each $5. The only color that they had a lot of at that store was mint and gray, and I've made a blanket and sold a blanket out of those types of colors before, so I just really wasn't into it. I didn't want to spend $5 a ball just to get yarn. So last night I started thinking, what if I went around to every Micheals in my area, road tripped around for the day, and saw if I could find more Scarfie yarn in colors that I actually liked. Because Scarfie is no longer coming up on the Micheals website through Micheals. You can only buy it in packs of 3 or something through other vendors on Micheals, I think. Don't quote me, but you can look. But it's not coming up as for sale in the store, in any of my local stores. So I decided that I was going to go on a road trip today, far and wide, to 5 different Micheals stores. I'm so exhausted. I took you along with me. I wanted to see if I could find anything, because normally this yarn costs, I believe, it's $11.99, so about $12 a skein. And they were clearancing it out for $5, which I believe means that Micheals probably is not going to carry Scarfie anymore. I'm only saying that because they clearanced out every color, so that suggests to me that maybe they're not going to carry it anymore, which is fine. I'll buy it somewhere else, or not, because it's too expensive. But I went and looked everywhere and found what I could. So I will show to you now how that went. Far and wide I searched. First store. After getting to my first store, I went to go look to see what they had. They had one ball that was still intact, and I picked that ball up. It was labeled on clearance for $5. They had the bright pink and black one as well. It seemed like they had 2 or 3 balls of that, but they were wrecked. And they also had the mint and gray, 2 balls of that. They were also wrecked, so I wasn't going to buy those. So just in case I didn't find any other Scarfie yarn for the day, I picked up this one, and it is the charcoal and aqua color. So black and aqua. Really pretty. Let's just go over the specs on these once. 5.3 ounces, 150 grams, 312 yards, 285 meters, 78 acrylic, 22% wool. It's a bulky 5. They recommend using a 6.5 millimeter hook or a 5.5 millimeter knitting needle. Machine wash cool, lay flat to dry. I like that you can machine wash it. I only have one other ball of this in my collection. Not this color. I think it's like a gray. Yes, it's a gray and beige, which I don't know where it's from. I got it in a box from a thrift store haul. So, this is the first one I picked up at the first store for $5. I love that it's roving. Roving means that it is just twisted together. It's not plied together. So it's got more of a homespun look. It's super soft, and it's about 20% wool, which is kind of like wool ease. Just this one's a bulky roving style. Oh, my friends, the second store. The second store I've been to before. I have never had any luck at this store, so I was thinking, why am I even stopping here? But it was en route to other stores, so I stopped in just in case. Now, every Micheals is going to be different because every Micheals obviously has somebody different running the yarn department. So I went into this store and there were no clearance stickers on the Scarfie at all. And they had a ton of colors and they had a lot left. I still scanned it just in case, and yes, every color was on sale. I didn't buy every color because moderation, but I bought a lot because this was the best selection of the day. I couldn't believe it. I left feeling euphoric. They had this beautiful yellow color, cream and mustard. And I believe they had 3 or 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is 1,200 yards of that. Definitely enough for at least a baby blanket. They had 2 of these, which has always been my favorite color to look at while I'm at that store. But I only got one because the other one was a disaster, and I couldn't even contain it. It was exploded. So this one is forest and black. So it's forest green and black. I think it looks like Slytherin. I got 6 of these. I couldn't believe they had 6 of them. This beautiful color is cream and teal. And I thought I could mix it with the yellow if I wanted to. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is definitely enough for a throw blanket. That's enough for a throw blanket. So how exciting is that? So normally it would be like almost $70 worth of yarn. So good. So good. Over 50% off. So 6 of those, 4 of the yellow, 1 of the green. They had, oh, how pretty is that? 1, 2, 3. I think they had 3 pink, unless I'm missing something. I am. They had 4 of the pink and black and hot pink. How cool is that? So pretty. Is this excess? I actually used some self-control. That's the word I'm looking for. Sorry, I'm tired from driving to 5 different Micheals today. And then finally at that store, I think there were 3 of these. Beautiful color. And this is teal silver. Super pretty. Teal and silver. That was the second store. Then I went to the third store. The third store was a bust. I think I at least filmed it for you guys. The third store had nothing left. All of the Scarfie yarn, they still had the containers out. It was all labeled for $5. It was all gone. I was hoping that none of the stores would have any labels up and that I would have a fresh pick, but that's just not what happened. So unfortunately, the third store was one I've never ever been to before, and that was a bust. So I headed to store number 4. Store number 4 had a lot of the mint and gray. It had a few of the gray and cream, which store number 2 had as well. It had one of these, and it had one of these, so I picked it up. This is that gray and teal color. Is that what it was called? Teal and silver. So I got one more of those, so now I have a total of 4 of those. I could have bought all that cream and gray because that was at a few stores. I could have gotten the silver and mint, but I already have made something in that color and I'm just not loving it right now. So I can go back, I guess, if I really want it. Also at the second store, they had a ton of this, but I thought I'm already buying so much. Maybe I should hold off from buying more of it, but it does look really good with this. So I guess I could always figure something out. Use that with this, or just use this for a hat probably. I don't need to do a big project. So 4 stores was what I was originally going to do. Then I did some Google mapping and figured out that there was one more store I could possibly go to for the day. So I headed off to the 5th store. Now, the 5th store, I was fixing to be very disappointed. When I got there, they had a smaller yarn section than any of the other stores that I had been to. Store number 5. And I couldn't find even where the Scarfie would have been. And I was so bummed out that I had driven out of the way extra time for nothing. But I didn't give up. I went looking for their clearance section in the store just to see, because sometimes they'll move the yarn over into the clearance section. I was like, there's no way anyone's going to do that with Scarfie and that there'll be any left. But there was. So I will insert that footage right now. There was a small basket in the clearance section with 7 balls of Scarfie in it. One of them was the gray and cream, and the other ones I picked up. They were different colors than I had seen anywhere, so that was fun. There were 4 of these, which is Oxford and Claret. So gray and red. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's definitely enough for a project. And then finally, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay. Then finally, there were these, which I've never seen anywhere, and it's purple, charcoal, and magenta, which I think is very strange. It's like a deep purple, but definitely not what I would call magenta. It actually might look good in a project with this. Yes, because the charcoal is the same. So that might be a good project together. So I got 2 of the purples. So it ended up that the final store was not a bust at all. It was just that the yarn was in the clearance section and it was all marked with a clearance sticker, $5 a piece. In total, I ended up with 26 balls of Scarfie after 5 stores. Most of it came from that one store that had not marked anything on the Scarfie. They had other stuff marked clearance. They had just neglected the Scarfie section. So there was still a ton left. If I wanted to, I could go back and buy a bunch more of this, but I think I have enough to keep myself occupied for a long time. It was an amazing deal considering normally it's $12 a ball. That's it, guys. I road tripped to 5 different Micheals to find this. I would highly recommend going and checking out your Micheals. If it's far away, you might want to call first and see if they even have any left, because I would hate for you to drive for no reason. But from what I can gather, thank you, Juan, for showing me this deal. But from what I can gather, it seems that they're getting rid of their Scarfie section at Micheals. They're not discontinuing Scarfie from Lion Brand. Lion Brand sells in all different places, but it seems like they're removing Scarfie from Micheals. So you can get it for $5 right now. Not every store is marking it down. So maybe your store has secret clearance that you don't know about. So go check it out. If you're worried about it, you can always find the price scanner. There's usually 2 of them in the store. Scan it, see how it goes. Let me know what your favorite color was that I got. Did you take advantage of this sale? Have you used Scarfie before? I can't wait to hear all about it. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Please enjoy, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys. Yay, yarn. Yarn, 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 yarn.